Hello everyone, welcome to the Plan Writing Training of the Consumers Program. This is where we will go over how to write the CSG plan. The first thing we are going to go over is the first page of the Consumers Program plan. At the top, you have your plan period. These dates will be emailed to you. Your start date will be approximately about 40 days after you are watching this training. Your end date is determined by your current PCA assessment. Your first plan has to be more than 2 months long, but it will not be 12 months long, most likely. The consumer name is also the CSG participant, so most likely this is going to be your child, the person also known as the person with the disability. The MA number or PMI is on your medical assistant card. It is 8 digits long. It starts with a 0. If you do not have this, we will be able to provide this when we email you your individual information. The date of birth is the birth date of the child or the person who is a CSG participant. Parent guardian, this is the individual responsible for the child. In this section, we want to know all the parents and or guardians that we are able to talk to who the child lived with. So if we lived with both mom and dad and we can speak to both mom and dad, we want to know both parents' names. This also goes the same for phone numbers. We want to know the phone numbers that the parent and or guardians are able to be reached at during the daytime workday hours. So phone numbers you are able to enter during 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Address, this needs to be where the participant is living. This also needs to be within Hennepin County in order to be on the Hennepin CSG grant. Otherwise, you will have to go to the home county training. Email address. We are a very email friendly team. We like to email you your budgets and information you need to know. So please provide a workable email that you also are active with and look at often. There's many emails you will also get that is stuff that you don't respond to, but we have to include you so you know what is going on with your grant. CSG funds, your monthly funds, this is the amount determined by your PCA assessment. This will also be communicated to you in the same email or phone call that we let you know your dates. Again, this is determined by your PCA assessment. We take the number of minutes and home care rating and turn that into a dollar amount that is determined by DHS. For the number of months, you will look at your plan period dates and add the number of months that equals. As I said earlier, that will not be 12 months, but it needs to be more than 2 months. So then you will multiply the CSG monthly funds by the number of months, and that will be your planned total allocation amount. Your FMS, this is not an option. You will have received an FMS packet in the email with all the documents. You must choose one of these companies. We have 12 that Hennepin County CSG works with. They all have different fees, so look over the sheet. I suggest calling more than one, and then when you make a decision, you need to call that one that you choose back and set up an intake meeting with them. And then hopefully they will give you a specific contact name that will be working with you throughout the program. We also want to know the phone number for the individual and their email. Again, the FMS is very important. This is not an option. They're the ones who are your financial team. They will hire you, they will pay you, and they will be the ones to keep track of your funds and how they're being used. This is a reminder of what I went over on the first page for page 1 of the CSG plan. We will communicate to you dates and allocations by phone and email. And it is just providing important reminders that I went over. This is more important reminders that I will discuss now. Your renewal plan most likely will be shorter than 12 months. Like I said, we go by the PCA assessment that you last had. So most likely it will be shorter than the 12-month period, which is fine. Another important reminder is that CSG administrators are not your case managers. This means when things change, you must inform the CSG team as well. Hennepin County is large, and a lot of times because of our size, teams don't communicate with other teams. If you move, you also need to let us know. We need to know the address that you are living at so processes can move smoothly. If you move out of Hennepin County, we will transfer your case to the new county. In Minnesota, all counties have to honor CSG. If they don't, we would keep your case in Hennepin County. CSG is staffed by 5 workers who approve plans. After your new enroll plan is processed, we determine the staff by the CSG participant last name. One other thing that is important is the CSG renewal period. The CSG renewal period will start approximately 70 days prior to your plan end date. At that time, CSG administrators will send the PCA reassessment referral to MVNA. This is why it is important to have current addresses and phone numbers updated with the CSG team. Between days 70 and 45 prior to the renewal date, MVNA will call you to schedule a time to come to your home and do the reassessment. 50 to 40 days prior to your renewal date, the CSG team will email or mail you a renewal packet. After your reassessment, MVNA will complete the assessment and send the results to the CSG team. You will also get a copy of your reassessment in the mail. We will then communicate with you via email, mail, or phone your new CSG allocation for the year. When you receive your allocation, you can go ahead and fill out your renewal documents. You need to make sure everything is filled out, signed properly, and then you can return to us. Renewal plans can be faxed, emailed, or mailed to us. We will always send you a self-addressed envelope for you to return to your proper worker. Your renewal plan will then be 12 months in length. This is page 2. Page 2, we are looking for a self-description of the individual who is receiving services, so most likely the child. Who are they? What do they like to do? Self-describe them as best as you can. Talk about their low points. Talk about their high points. Talk about what gets them out of those low points. Health and safety concerns. This is where you will want to talk more about their specific disability and how it affects them. So, what differences do you see? What strengths do they have? What type of help do they need to their day that is not normal for a person without a disability? You can treat this as you are writing a job description for somebody who would be working with your child. Again, this is an overview of page 2 and talks about what we are looking for when we want that filled out. This is something that needs to be filled out yearly. It is a requirement by DHS. So what you will do in the expense column, you will write the goods and services that you are looking for. In the describe how this relates, we want a description of how the good or service will help the person, but more so the person's disability. We are very strict and only approving things that help people with disabilities. if it can help any child, we will not approve it. So you really gotta look at what does your child need that goes above and beyond what a child with a disability would need. So we're looking at adaptive swimming. We're looking at occupational items that helps them calm down, soothe, helps them get the exercise that they need. One example would be adapted swimming. That's something we would put in here, and then you would put the one time a monthly cost. You would then look at the FMS fee and see what they cost for each individual item. Then you would add that together, and then to get the total cost, and then you would add it all together to see how much you are using for goods and services. Page 5 continued. This is just an overview of what I went over. As you see, the bottom half of this page gives a good example of how you would calculate and fill out the page 5 services. Please refer to the example if you are doing goods and services. Alright, page 4. This is where you will look at staffing for your child and or spouse. And I am going to jump to the next page. So page 4 is where you will determine the staffing you use for CSG. All staff who are working on your CSG plan will be hired through the FMS that you choose. With CSG staffing, you truly need to forget about the hours that you received through your PCA assessment. CSG hours are determined differently. They are calculated by your hourly pay rate, the FMS fees, and then divided by your CSG monthly allocation. In the first column, you will list the staff separately. You will determine your own hourly pay rates and verify them with the FMS that you choose. CSG approved pay rates are between $13.50 and $17.27. Again, the fees and taxes will be determined by the FMS that you choose. Please make sure you fill out the description at the bottom. Talk about the job duties that you do that are above and beyond someone of the same age without a disability. Example, if your disabled child is 10 years old and you are feeding them, you are probably not feeding a 10-year-old without a disability. So that is something you can put in the description area. This is an in-depth example of how to fill out page 4. For this example, we are going to use that you are a paid parent of the CSG recipient. We are going to give you a monthly allocation of $937. We'll say the hourly pay rate you chose was $17. The FMS that was chosen was Allocation. The fees and taxes for parent pay through Allocation are 9.6%, and you are doing all parent pay for this plan. So what you will do, you'll take your hourly pay rate of $17 times the 9.6%, which equals 1.632. You will round that up to $1.64. So then we'll add $17 plus the $1.64 to get $18.64. Next, we will take the $937 monthly allocation, and we will divide that by $18.64 to get 50.26. We round that down, so you would get 50 hours for this CSG plan that you can claim per month. So the cost per month would be 50 times $17, which equals $8.50 per month. The fees and taxes would be 50 times the $1.64, which equals $82 per month. Then we will get the total cost, which is the cost per month plus fees and taxes. So that's $8.50 plus $82, which will be $932 per month. If your plan is 10 months, your total cost will be 10 times 92, $932, which would equal $9,320. This is page 6. This is the last page of the CSG plan. You will put your total allocation, your total estimated expenses, and then total allocation minus the total estimated expenses will be your balance remaining, or otherwise known as your unallocated budget. In the bottom left of the page, it is very important to sign this. This allows the CSG team to totally process and approve your plan and send it to the FMS. The CSG admin person will then sign it before they send it to the FMS and send it back to you. Page 6 continues. This is just greater detail. I will go over the top right portion to the right. Signatures are very important. In this case, some of you will be signing it to be a PDF in this current time that we are in. Alright, So for this example, I will continue with a monthly allocation of $937 and a 10-month plan. So your total allocation will be $9,370. Your total estimated expenses would be $9,320, and your balance remaining would be $50. Balance remaining, like I said, is also known as unallocated budget. It is fine to have an unallocated budget as long as something is allocated in your plan. We cannot start you on CSG if you don't allocate something. So if you don't really know how you want to spend your funds, but you know you want to get on the program, we would need you to at least do like 5 hours of pay per month to get you started. Alright, thank you. That was the main plan. Now we are going to go over CSG and Hennepin County forms that are specific to you and your CSG worker, and it allows the CSG team to do what we do to get you the services that you want. This first sheet is the approval of payment form for children under 18 and spouses. So if your child is under 18 and you are gonna be paid to help them, you will need to fill this out. This goes more in depth on the CSG recipient information. Is to be about the person with the disability known as the CSG participant. The parent spouse information should include the person who is being paid as the staff. For the paying parent spouse is training attended on, you will use the date that you attended this training. This training is also counting as parent spouse training. By attending and watching this training, you can mark yes to the questions towards the bottom. The parent or spouse who will be paid should be the ones to sign this form. This is release from liability. This is our informed consent. These two forms allow the family and the CSG staff to have an agreement between parties that the information provided to us will only be used in purpose of the CSG grant and getting the services you are requesting. The form also indicates that the CSG administrators will be communicating about this information with the FMS that you have chosen. Signing this means that the CSG team will have ongoing communication with your FMS and this will include sharing your CSG plan and communicating about the budget throughout the year. We will also be the one to approve everything in your plan. So when you are changing your plan or looking for something new, you must first get approval from the county, and then we would send the approval to you in your FMS. Alright, the last sheet is the request to end home care services. This form is for families who are currently using PTA services, but they want to come on to CSG. By filling out this form, you are agreeing to have the CSG team end PTA services and opening CSG services. As a parent, you will also want to contact your PTA company and let them know that you will be closing PTA services and will be opening CSG services through Hennepin County. An example of this is if CSG will open for June 1st, you will need to tell your PTA company that they need to have everything closed and billed to MA by May 31st. And to close, this is CSG team contact information. We have an email here. This is the best way to contact us. I've also included a fax number that you can fax plans to us. This number is only available to the CSG team, so the faxes would come straight to us, but it is good to inform us that you have sent it via fax as well. Next is a CSG phone number. This is for CSG clients only, and this is a voicemail only. So when you call this number, you will not get a live person. You will strictly leave a voicemail. When you leave that voicemail, please include the CSG participant number and their PMI, and then this will allow us to help you more effectively and get you what you need fast. This is it. I hope this helps you fill out your plan. And please let us know if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you. Have a great day.